There we
Hey,
go.
hey, Schmack and McGob, everybody. It's the return of the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast with me, Ralph Vieira, aka Dr. Fuck, and with me is.
Oh yeah, the Ayatollah alcoholic Ian Wadley. What's up, brother?
What's going on, dude? Um, Not much going on with me. I went to my little, I guess it's great nephew. Hey, leave it in the comments below. What's the name of my niece's baby to me? I mean, what is he? My great nephew? I don't know. But I went to his party today, then came home, then picked up my mom to the casino, and then came back home to do this.
There you go. That's a good day. That's a good
Yeah,
day.
yeah, yeah. It was a good day. It was a good day, as Ice Cube would say.
Didn't have to use your AK.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into it. It's been a while since we last recorded. So we got to go to the comments from our last episode. So let me go to that because there's a lot to digest here, a lot to talk about. Scribble says, shout out to Wadzilla and Ralphie Boy. The two greatest podcasters on the planet. Suck a fat sack of jizz if you don't like it. RMCP squad, gang, gang. Okay, right on, man. I like
Yeah,
that.
you gotta add Scribble's one of the, like these are the best years for this podcast, I think, as far as our followers, because it's kind of
Yeah,
like that saying, only the strong survive. Like the
yeah,
people that still love us and still listen to us every week are the dedicated real motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
yeah.
We've gone through the trendy stage, when everything was hip. Now it's like everything's died down. Podcasts aren't as popular as they used to be as far as independent podcasts, but we're still thriving with the same fucking people that have been supporting us from day one and never abandoned us. And to me,
Oh,
I
yeah.
salute the scribble.
Hell yeah. Well, we got some great shit coming. We got some great posts on our last episode. Absolutely Pointless Sounds says, it's funny how you guys mentioned all the unfulfilled stuff because a day or two before this episode came out, I was re-listening to your Years of Decay review, and I was thinking to myself that some of that shit hasn't aged too well. Only in that Ian mentioned how he was talking to Manscaped for a sponsorship. The RMCP Patreon was in the pipeline,
Oh
and at
God.
one point,
Look,
and
look,
at
look. I gotta stop right a second. Everybody's got to realize when Ian promises shit, don't expect it to happen. There ain't no elder tattoo. There ain't no fucking Patreon. There ain't no Manscaped. All this shit. What if I promised that I didn't deliver, motherfuckers?
uh, and then he goes on to say the RMCP Patreon was in the pipeline, and at one point Ralph said, "I'm looking forward to Q Fest."
All right. Well,
uh,
hey, in my in my defense, I'm a Keel fan, but yeah, I went to go see Keel Fest, and boy, that didn't age well. Yeah, but I didn't believe me. I didn't have no fucking crystal ball back then, man. I thought it was gonna kick some ass. That shit was fucking terrible. That shit was almost as bad as the guy that took us.
and then Absolutely Pointless goes on to respond to his own post. He says, also, a little aside, a couple years ago, I saw a video from a YouTuber saying that they had a terrible time working with Manscaped with their sponsorship. So you guys probably dodged a bullet. Well, yeah, there you go. Shave your own balls. Figure out a way, goddammit.
Manscaped
Uh,
was to shave your balls, right? It was a product to shave your genitals.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That would have
Uh,
been a great sponsor. I wish we would have that. Hey, shave your genitals. You know, we're helpful here at Pod Fluid. Shave
Hot
your
fluid.
genitals.
Dave Alexander 72 says, "Great show, guys. Looking forward to the 80's Black Sabbath episode, which is what we're doing today." Troy 78. Yeah. This is a rough one. I feel terrible. He goes, "Can we inform Wadzilla how to pinch his tabs so all three screens pop up on his laptop? It was hard to watch towards the end. Just YouTube or Google how to pinch tap / screens." And then he went on to report, "That way he can have all three screens on one screen. Just to specify why you all need to learn this task in Windows." I get that. I get that because there's a lot of shit I do on here that's primitive, and it might be like disjarring to people who are watching this shit. But maybe you just need to listen to the show. I don't know. I looked it up. Like even after you mentioned it.
Why do people bitch about the most frivolous shit, man? Seriously. No offense to this guy. I'm glad you watched this show, but seriously, you're gonna bitch about Ian's backgrounds?
Well, no. I think what it is like maybe because I'm like looking to switch to this screen and that screen and try to bring shit up.
So he's distracted by you looking to change screens.
I think so.
I'm sure he pays no bills. He can't possibly have problems.
and that's the thing, dude. We don't make a fucking red cent off this fucking show. This is all just like us being.
That's another thing. We don't make a goddamn penny, and we get these comments of how we should do it. Well, they don't even have a fucking show. We've been doing this shit for over 10 years, and we still got the steady following we've had for over 10 years. For over 10 years, and somebody that doesn't have a show, doesn't do squat, is telling us, "Hey, man, you know what make your show better? If we can stop seeing Ian getting distracted trying to put up that would make your show so much better." Hey, look. Don't get me wrong. I know that guy is probably pissed at me. I'm sorry, dude. I don't mean really no offense to it, but seriously, I pay bills. I got fucking medical bullshit. I got so much shit going in my life that when I hear somebody bitch about Ian looking for a background picture, I can't help but think, you must have no problems. Who the fuck is paying your bills? God bless.
No, I hear you. No, I wish this shit was more professional. I even looked it up after he did this. I looked it up, and what I saw seemed so like complex and shit. I'm like, oh, fuck this shit. You know, I'm like, eat a dick. I don't make a red cent. I do this because I love this shit, because I love hanging out with Ralph and shit. So,
Ian, I think you should spend a couple hours to fix that shit. So the one guy out there that doesn't pay bills, that one dude that doesn't pay bills will not be annoyed by your looking for a background picture.
All right, next one. I love this one, and I don't know how to take this. I don't know if it's good or bad. But Greg's Vinyl Heaven says, it would be cool if Wadzilla had his own YouTube channel. Is that because you don't want to see me with Ralph, or you like what I do? I don't know how to take that, but thank you. That's great. No, this is more...
Of course he wants you to do it because of you. It has nothing to do with me.
Well, there's a lot of fans of you that don't like me, so I don't know how to take
but oh, come on. But you got a lot of fans. Those I hate the world. You know? The world fucking
this was coming.
You know, everything fucking sucks. I'm an Ian fan. Everything sucks. And you know what also sucks? Seeing my hero Ian look for a background picture.
Yeah, it's not a good look. Freeform. We know who this fucker is.
Mark.
Says, the reason I
wait, before you even read it. Here's my prediction of what he wrote. I mean, not what he wrote, but what it means overall, right?
Okay.
I'm a victim. and you guys are goofing on me from something else, and it's because of this I said that. Go ahead. I bet you it's
All right.
something like that.
All right. Mark says, and I quote, the reason I brought up the Van Halen, because you guys commented on the people who bought the box set in your last episode, LOL. And when's the last time I had a fight with anybody in the last 3 years? Therapy did work. Love you guys too.
Just the other day, him and Scribble were, I'm telling you, him and Scribble were having it out just the other day on our Facebook page. But whatever, Mark. Hey, you know what? I love Mark for a couple reasons. But you know, one of the reasons I love Mark? Because he doesn't get annoyed with you looking for background pictures.
No,
right,
no,
right on, Mark. Mark pays bills.
You know, I love even more than that is Mark's therapist laughs all the way to the bank. All right, the Born Vets 3641 says, really enjoyed this one. Great as always. John Katsodas 4667 says, all three of the albums, Number of the Beast definitely wins for me, then Sin After Sin, and then Strong Arm of the Law. Really looking forward to the next show because I love all the albums that came out from Black Sabbath in the 80s.
That's what we're doing today.
Yeah. The most underrated one, in my opinion, is The Eternal Idol. Oh. That album for me is a masterpiece. Tony Iommi kept the band going and did a fantastic job. Winger rules. I actually love the albums they did when they returned in the 2000s, more than their first run. I also love that run a lot as well. Heavy Metal Rules says, this one was a kick in the teeth. All of the three albums kicked so much ass, but I will have to say Priest takes a win for me. Number of the Beast and Strong Arm of the Law are a tie. And also, Ralph, I'm looking forward to the 80s Obscured Albums segment. A buddy of mine showed me a few songs from Randy, and I thought they fucking rock. Thanks again, Wadzilla and Dr. Fuck.
Yeah, a side note. There's this really obscure band called Randy that are fucking amazing. They're like an amazing band, and it's like nobody knows this band, but they wrote songs that are masterpieces. And let me show you. I mean, the book definitely. Let's see if I can find it here. It's definitely. Do not judge this album by the cover. Look at this cover.
All right, hold on. Let me go.
And what's really and look at them, boys. They all have those cool porn mustaches. But these songs, they're melodic masterpieces. Yeah. They really are. They're like masterpieces.
Okay. Songs, all right. I'll check it out.
They're heavy metal, but they got these great melodies, great chords, great singing. I did an episode on Randy on my channel, and let me tell you something. Everybody was leaving comments how good it was, including our old buddy Justin Childers. Justin was
that guy.
Justin Childers left a comment going, dude, I heard The Beast. There's a song on here called The Beast. My God, that shit was awesome. I'm telling you, everybody out there, check out this band if you like melodic. I wouldn't say hard rock. It's more heavy, like 80s metal, but with great melodies and just they're masterpieces. Randy, and the song I would definitely recommend is The Beast.
Okay, well, I need to check that out. All right, I'm going to read this next post. This is a very long one. I'm going to have to go pee-pee after this one. But this is from Zachary B98. He says, I'll try to have my buffoon ramblings a bit shorter this time. Love when you guys rag on stuff I like. Ian with the true metal and extreme metal albums that I love, but he can't handle the vocals. It makes me laugh. I don't get mad. Ralph talks shit about Somewhere in Time, one of my favorite albums ever, and him talking crap on Bruce Dickinson makes me laugh. Only musical opinion that is wrong is liking Sammy Hagar. That dude sucks a veiny dick, cheese stuck in foreskin micro penis with an odd shaped head. And every big fan of his that I've ever met seems are weirdos. Like that dude you guys sometimes have on with the bad teeth. He's talking about Mark. That is obsessed with Hagar yacht rock and won't listen to metal. He's kind of annoying. He's allowed his opinions, but it makes sense that he likes Hagar. He seems to like to kiss ass. Great idea for 80s Sabbath. I bet $1,000 Ralph's favorite 80s Sabbath is Born Again. I've talked to John McEntee of Incantation, death metal. Born Again is one of his all-time favorites. Chris would also be a great guest. He knows everything about 80s Sabbath. My girlfriend and I both say Sin After Sin wins. She loves Judas Priest. Seen them 4 times with me. She can't even make it past Invaders on the Maiden album. She says the high vocals of Bruce sounds like he's getting fucked in the ass. She doesn't like Saxon. She refuses to see the new Maiden movie next week. She also wants to see the Deanna movie. Sorry, this still is long. Mariah says hi. She can't believe you guys haven't been canceled. She said you guys are funny though. Okay, there you go. All right, I'll try to make it here. Count Ralphus. Dr. fucking Wadzilla should get matching tattoos of Kip Winger twirling around his base on a rainbow with a unicorn pegging his butthole through spandex. Oofa.
That's a damn good idea. I think I'm gonna bust my tattoo cherry with that.
Yeah. I'll get that tattoo before I will the elder. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Mr. Promise.
All right. Ivan Strankovich 2960 says Judas Priest, number 1, Sinner, number 2, Dissident Aggressor, Iron Maiden, number 1, Number of the Beast, number 2, Hallowed Be Thy Name, number 3, Run to the Hills, number 4, Prisoner, I'm Not a Number, I'm a Free Man, Saxon, Heavy Metal Thunder, number 2, Strong Arm of the Law, number 3, 2,000 Feet, number 4, Hungry Years, number 5, Dallas 1 p.m. And by the way, I guess my favorite singer of the 80s for Ralph, I think it's Tony Martin, the album Eternal Idols, 1987. And for me, it's a must. Say Dio by far. I don't know what the fuck this guy's saying. The Mob Rules, Stronger Than H.A.H.
Which is
I guess
Heaven and Hell.
Yeah. Then Tony Martin 2 times. Last is Gillan. And Gillan's band albums sound more great than Born Again, but it has its moments because of Tony Martin. The Master of the Riff, I like Gillan, but he's not a heavy metal singer. My list, The Mob Rules, Heaven and Hell, Seventh Star, It's Sabbath, The Eternal Isle, Headless Cross, and number 6 is Born Again. Kopi27 says, so I was responsible for this extravaganza. First and last request. You did good, lads. My picks would be Sinner, Children of the Damned, Strong Under the Law, 22 Acacia Avenue, Let Us Pray, Call for the Priest, Hungry Years, Here Comes the Tears, Hallowed Be Thy Name. So Priest 3, Maiden 3, Saxon 2 for me. The Goof Jackson says, it's only been 19 years since the last King Diamond, but yes, it's longer than GNR's last record, which was 17 years between those albums. Scott Ricci says, let me Doug Little Richard too, and he still sucks. Fuck Little Richard. Fuck you, Scott Ricci.
Yeah, I'm with you all the way. Fuck Little Richard. Fucking overrated hack.
All right. Reggie Fagan says, Ralph, what happened with you and Armored Saint? Do you want to go into that, and have you listened to the new album?
No, I haven't. I heard a song like 2 months ago, and it was really, really good. And I want to hear the rest because it might be really, really good.
All right.
What happened with me and Armored Saint is that one of the members of Armored Saint is a dickhead. He knows I'm a fan, and he got offended with something I said that had nothing to do with him or Armored Saint. He's just one of these little pussies that get offended, and it really broke my heart because I used to say always, if I only wanted to own albums with people that weren't dicks, I'd only own Armored Saint and Rush albums. Well, now I got to say the only one I listen to is Rush. It breaks my heart because I'm a big Armored Saint fan, but you know what? I can't listen to them. I just can't. After that incident with them, and you know, nobody has been promoting Armored Saint through the years more than me. You know, online, I mean, I always glorified that band. I'm a big fan, man. And I felt very let down. And
Well,
it just pisses me off. I feel the same way. I feel the same way about Zach Wilde now. You know?
yeah. And I gotta say, I know how you feel. Because I was that same way with Peter Criss. When I met Peter Criss and he was a fucking asshole, it totally changed how I feel about him. Even though I still think he's a subpar fucking drummer, you know, but I get it. But then again, it's like sometimes you say shit and you get, you know, lambasted for it, you know, and you made a joke about Brian Wilson. I made a joke on Your Almost Human Live about how Palestinians aren't humans and I don't care if they die. You know, and I got banned from that. You know, so shit happens. You say shit. There's repercussions.
I didn't say I wasn't happy Brian Wilson died. That's the ironic part. Is my whole thing.
Right. No, but you said something that you're like, I'm not glad he's died, but fuck the Beach Boys.
No, I said it's sad that he died because now that he's died, all I'm seeing is Barbershop Quartet all over my fucking Facebook. That's all I said. Right. That really is gonna offend you. You know I'm a fucking fan. You know I paid for your fucking VIP. Fuck them.
Hey, dude, I feel the same way. Sometimes you say shit and people, you know, fucking get all butthurt about it, you know?
I flew to San Jose, California in 2000 to see Armored Saint. That's how much of a fan I am.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying sometimes it doesn't matter. It's what you say. Look what I said on your show. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck about the Palestinians? You know? And shit happens, you know? But sometimes it does affect, like, I really feel that way. I was that way about Peter Criss. And I think, like, I was like, okay, I love Peter Criss, but it was like, I gave him much more love than he fucking deserved. But when he was a dick to me, I'm like, go fuck himself. And you were like that with, you know, Zach Wilde. When Zach Wilde's manager was a fucking cock to you, you're like, you know what? Fuck him. You know, you're done. You know, and this shit happened. I think it sucks because I do know how much you love Armored Saint. But sometimes shit happens where you're like,
okay, you know what? I'm sure in years I'll get over it and go back to loving them. But I just feel so let down by it. That, you know, you know what I do? Like,
it sucks when people are fucking bitches. Like the fucking bitches on your show that fucking went off about me. Dude, it sucks. I loved hanging out on fucking Almost Human, you know?
Yeah, but the thing is, Almost Human's huge, you know? I mean, that's...
I get it, though.
You're going to get the sensitive people there. You're not going to get sensitive people here unless they're bitching about you changing your background picture. But that's not
right.
bad.
But that's why this shit's better. But I mean, who gives a fuck? It's difference in opinions,
and it's
that you get offended.
Hey, look, what you did on the Almost Human channel, yes, it offended people. Whatever, it's done with. I mean, what I do on Almost Human is fucking awesome. It's a lot of fun. We just had West Beach on the show from Plasmatics. This Thursday, we're going to have Terry Glaze on the show.
Yeah.
Which fucking
from Pantera.
Yeah, and Lord Tracy, which I covered a Lord Tracy.
But you know what? Fuck it, because those faggots can't take it when I say something they don't like. So fuck them. Yeah, you know, and fuck Armored Saint. You know, I get it though. I get it. But sometimes like what happened to me happened to you in a different context. You know? Like I said what I said and I made a fucking joke, like who gives a fuck? But some people got offended. You made a joke about the Beach Boys and the guy from Armored Saint said, fuck you, Ralph Vieira, you know, and canceled you. So you're like, well, fuck you, Armored Saint.
You
And
know,
that's how
you know something else, Ian. I don't think I've ever told you this. Like a year earlier, I did a post slamming Sammy Hagar, and that same Armored Saint member wrote something like, you know, he was offended by that too. He's a Sammy Hagar.
fuck him. Fuck him and his fucking asshole.
Exactly. And you know what he said? He goes, this sucks, that sucks, everything sucks, right? And I go, no, Armored Saint don't suck. I love every fucking album you did. And then he wrote back, well, Armored Saint salutes you. Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, well, and that's the same way I feel about the people who were offended on what I said on Almost Human Live. Go fuck yourself. You
Yeah,
fucking
fine. I back you on that, Ian. I back you 100%. You're just not coming back. That's all.
Yeah, no, I get it because that shit makes money. This shit don't make money, so don't ask me to pinch the screens.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You know, we do whatever the fuck we want. You know, it's like fuck it.
Goddamn right.
Hey, and I'm the
Goddamn
same
right.
way. I'm the same way on my show. My
Right.
Almost Human channel, I do whatever the fuck I want.
I hear you.
And
And if
people
somebody
love
said
me.
if
People
somebody
love-
said Castro fucking kicks ass, you tell them to go suck a dick. You know.
No, I don't care. That's their opinion. I
Well,
mean,
no, but you know what I mean, though.
but
You know
if they come to me personally and say that, then you're being a dick, you know. But if you're off on your own page saying I like communism, cock up my ass, that's your thing. I'm okay with that. You know? I don't care. That's fine. You know, that's your opinion. You know,
All
but
right.
whatever.
All right. I'll be right back. I gotta go take a piss.
All right. We got one comment. That cool dude. He was like, "Hey, I laugh at what Ralph said about, you know, Bruce Dickinson, one of the great singers." Then we get another comment. Oh, Bruce Dickinson sucks. You see, that's how it is on my YouTube channel, and I understand it, but it's so weird. You know, like let's say I put up a video not too long ago. It was a torturous video. It was Power Age AC/DC versus the first Iron Maiden, right? There's comments of people going, oh, come on, give me a break. Not even close. Iron Maiden all the way. Then a similar one, not even close. ACD. You see, it's like, and these people, you know, they leave little comments like what they're saying is right. Yes, it is right to them. You know, that's one thing people just don't understand is that when your opinion, the thing you think of your opinion, it doesn't mean everybody's got to think like you. A good example of that dude, he's like, dude, I think Bruce Dickinson is one of the greatest singers ever. But I laugh what Ralph says about it. That's somebody that's got it all together. You know what I mean?
Get it all together, goddammit.
Guy doesn't get offended, you know? I ain't gonna get offended by whatever the fuck is said, whatever the fuck I love. There's nothing nobody could ever say to sway my opinion. I'll give you another great example, Ian. Martin Popoff.
Oh, I love Martin Popoff.
I love him too. You know, Martin Popoff says shit I 100% disagree on. Like, I'll give you an example. It was because of Edwin Canestracci. He kind of opened my eyes. He did a video where Edwin said, Jimmy Page is the greatest producer on albums. And I thought,
True story.
God damn, he's right.
Yeah.
He's right. Then I hear Martin Popoff say how Jimmy Page is terrible as a producer, right? But here's the thing. Of course, I don't get offended. That's Martin's. But then Martin gives examples of why he thinks that, and those examples, I kind of get it. I'm like, I can understand. I mean, I like those examples he's saying, but those examples annoy him. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. Why can't the world be? We can just agree to disagree. That's why the world is so fun. Yeah, because music, politics is 100 million times worse.
I tell you what, I love Martin Popoff. Love Martin Popoff. I knew of Martin Popoff before you did. Uh, but this motherfucker goes out and tells people that fucking Down to Earth is a 10 out of 10.
That's his
And I'm like,
opinion.
I know, and I'm like, that's fucking horrible. So it's like, while I love you, while I respect you, you're not fucking God. You make mistakes.
Nobody's God. That's my point.
Right. Right. No,
Nobody out there. Nobody out there.
I get it.
You can sit there and say, I got great taste in music. You're a fucking idiot if you think that. You're a fucking idiot because you're thinking what I like, everybody should like. If people don't like what I like, therefore they're wrong. You're a fucking idiot. You're no different than people who go, I hate Trump or I love Trump, and that's it. I'm not gonna associate with family members since I known since I was 2 years old because you love or hate Trump. You know what I mean? It's fucking idiotic. Nobody can accept anybody's opinion anymore. It's fucking ridiculous, man.
Right, but just have fun with it because how many people watch this show agree with me 100% of the time or you 100% of the time? It's like everybody has their own taste, and that's great.
Exactly.
This is our takes. This is what we say, is great. And the great thing, like my favorite listeners are the ones who can take that and say, like, I love it all. It's like I have my own opinion. I love hearing your opinion, whether I agree with it or not, as long as you entertain me. That's what I want. And that's the coolest thing. It's like we're just here to entertain people and make them laugh.
Hey, we both know people that aren't my friend anymore because of a musical opinion.
Yeah.
We both know them. We both know them. Nobody ends a relationship with Ian because of his musical opinion. But boy, if I say shit about The Cure or Prince or Ace Frehley liking shit up his ass, then all of a sudden, I'm mad at you for thinking of something that has nothing to do with me. Fuck you. I don't want
because that's what I go. Wink.
The friend.
You don't go.
Wink. Exactly. Why the fuck would I want to be friends with somebody that would dislike me because I don't like what they like musically? Fuck off. I got enough friends as it is. Enough killer friends. I don't need some fucking bone smoker to get upset because I don't like The Cure. Get a break. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, I don't agree with Ralph on a lot of shit, but you know what? We did a lot of blow in Miami Beach and had a fun time.
And then look at Ian, man. That guy's like the antithesis of shit I like. He likes The Cure. He likes Prince. He likes all the shit that I find utter garbage. But he's my buddy. He's my snuggie one. I don't give a fuck.
And we still had a good time, took acid, and watched Stargrove.
Stargrove.
Good times.
They need to release that on 4K. Hey, wouldn't that be a miracle?
All right. Metal Farmer says, I'd buy a Rock and Metal Combat t-shirt. I need to find the site. You can buy Rock and Metal Combat t-shirts, and plenty of people have. Ask Charlie Hill. Charlie Hill's got like 3 or 4 different fucking Rock and Metal Combat t-shirts. Good dude. Zandig 666. Once again, this wacky dynamic duel does not disappoint regardless of the title. My only regret is, as usual, I got too drunk listening to the show. I have to take a shower, pretty much hunched in the corner as the warm water runs down the drain. Stay heavy, brothers. All right, that sounds kind of sick. Jean-Paul B4I says, Heavy Metal Thunder, Children of the Damned, Prisoner, Take Your Chances, Let Us Pray, Call of the Priest, Hungry Years, Gangland, Dissident and Aggressor, Barely Over, Dallas 1 p.m. As far as Sin After Sin, I would have picked more tracks, but I never warmed up the studio versions of Sinner and Diamonds Are Rust, thanks to Unleashing the East. Last Rose of Summer is a good tune. I believe the leads were done by KK, but runs way too long. I've had the album since 1984 before anyone in the Peanut Gallery loses their shit over my opinion. ZW4197 says drunk fans versus Hagar fans. Hagar fans will always lose because you're a bunch of faggots. Greg Vinyl Heaven says, looking forward to the next episode. Tony Martin is my favorite Sabbath singer, and Headless Cross is my favorite Sabbath album. Wow.
Right.
You have shit taste.
See, there goes Ian again with his Mr. Superiority.
Don't care.
Hey. You may have shit taste to Ian, but with me, dude, you got great taste.
Really? Is Tony Martin your favorite singer for Black Sabbath?
No.
Okay, bye.
But for him to say Tony Martin's is great, the best singer for Sabbath, I'm like, right on, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, go ahead with your special ed needs.
No, Tony Martin doesn't get the credit he deserves. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, he don't deserve shit. Jerry Cretans 2522 says, this is a great episode. I really enjoyed watching it. Hold on, there's a reply. And Zandig says, 80% listen, 20% watch. What the fuck? Kind of thing. All right. Well, there you go. You know, I love that shit, man. I love talking to you guys. I love these responses to the YouTube videos. Hit that fucking like thing. Hit the subscription, the hype button, all this shit. And now let's go to the news, God damn it. What's going on in the fucking news here? Ian Hill says, next Judas Priest album is shaping up to be a great classic, a little more traditional than Invisible Shield. What do you think about that, Ralph?
Isn't that like typical of every band?
Exactly.
They always have to hype the new album being, it's going to be better than the last one.
It's going to be like the ones you like.
Yeah, it ain't going to be like the last one. Ian Hill. Look, I love Ian Hill. Don't get me wrong. But you want to talk about the most replaceable person in Judas Priest that wasn't replaced?
Yeah.
Ian Hill. Even Les Binks is more of a blow than Ian Hill. Come on. You know it's true.
Oh, I hear what you're saying.
What has Ian Hill done, really? I mean, the intro to Love Bites, the Revolution. I mean, great song, but I'm just saying he just does little things. He's all right. I mean, I like him and all, but he's replaceable. Come on. You know?
Well, Mickey D says, looking back on Motorhead, Lemmy Wurzel and Phil Campbell, they're all gone and it's fucking weird. And Mickey D says, kind of an interesting thing if you read the article, he was talking about how his tenure in Motorhead, it was a democracy. And there was a lot of times that him and Phil Campbell would veto what Lemmy wanted to do and all this shit. And I think that's great, though. I think it's great that they had a voice, you know, in what Motorhead was doing. And I love his era Motorhead. I think it was great.
Right. You know, I mean, you can't really count March or Die because it's mostly Tommy Aldridge.
Right.
But Mickey D joined for Bastards.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask me, starting with Bastards, it became a different band. It didn't sound.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't sound like March or Die Down. I mean, shit, Another Perfect Day was different than the original. And, you know, the Wurzel Phil lineup was almost in the same vein as Another Perfect Day, but a little more raw, not so polished. And then when Mickey came in, it became this whole, it became kind of like Motorhead on steroids. This is the best I can. Man, to me, Bastards, Sacrifice, and We Are Motorhead are up there in the top 10 greatest Motorhead albums, if you ask me.
Oh, yeah. Good shit. All right. Well, Anthrax recruited British session drummer Darby Todd for their Athens concert. Opened up for Iron Maiden on the first date of their new tour. Charlie Benente wasn't there because he was doing a show with Pantera.
What?
And yeah,
Oh,
but
you want to talk about how the paychecks dictate your
oh yeah,
musical journey? Oh my God! Oh no, I'm not opening for Maiden. I can go headline with Pantera. Boy, that's
yeah,
a slap in the face to Anthrax.
yeah.
Wow.
But we got to say this. I saw like you made a post about your opinion, but I mean, let's talk about it. The new Anthrax song, "It's for the Kids." Um, you weren't that impressed,
Nope.
I would say. Um, I liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it. Um, I don't think it was like a catchy one for like for like okay, like we're gonna sell the album. Um, but there's shit I like. But I thought it was weird. Like I saw your video that you made about the song, and like you like the solo and all this shit. And the solo, I was kind of like, but that's what you liked. I didn't think it was a horrible song, but again, I don't think it was a great song to sell the album. But man, I did. I fell for I'm victim for like, hey, it's kind of like the fucking Madhouse video. Um, and there was some cool shit. Um,
I can't help but think how much Scott Ian's suffering now to have Joey Belladonna in the band. He
oh
must
yeah,
he
yeah,
must be so suffering because he hated Joey Belladonna during Persistent Time. He even
right,
said couldn't get him to sing my words because he's not me.
right,
And I listened to this last song, and to me, that's Persistent Time Joey. It's a voice that doesn't translate well with the music. It's a little too melodic. Joey Belladonna's got a great voice, fantastic voice. I just don't think it suits the avenue Anthrax is going in. And I see it's also try hard. They throw in a little keep it in the family little riff there, which was cool, but at the same time, it's try hard. It's Disney Thrash 101.
yeah. Well, like I said, I liked it better than you. I'm not saying it's perfect, um, but I liked it. I saw a post Edward Canistracci made. He's like, "Oh, finally, Anthrax sounding like Anthrax." I kind of get that.
That guy loves Revolution 9 from the Beatles. That's all I can say about that.
Oh, well, that's kind of fucked up.
That's very fucked up.
But yeah, we'll see. I'd like to hear the rest of the album, but it's like I don't feel like Anthrax is a fucking band. You know what I mean? It's like
Ah,
whenever these guys can hook up to like make money, it happens. But
and Charlie Benante just proved it. Just
right,
proved
right,
it.
right. No, no, and I feel the same with Scott Ian when he's doing this shit with fucking Mr. Bungle or whatever they're filling
Yeah,
up.
but Mr. Bungle ain't making no Anthrax money. He'll dump Mr. Bungle for
Oh
Anthrax.
yeah, yeah. No, no, but
Just like
that's
he
what I'm saying.
just like he dumped SOD for Anthrax.
Oh yeah, no, I feel that it's like wherever Charlie and fucking Scott can make money, that's where they're gonna do it. Anthrax is an afterthought, which sucks,
I'm
because
shocked. I'm shocked that Charlie went and did a Pantera show instead of playing with his band. That to me is fucking pathetic.
yeah, I'm not shocked. It doesn't
It
like
shocks
when I
me.
saw that.
It
Okay,
totally it totally shocks me. It shocks me he would do that. That is some poser shit right there. You're not dedicated to your band enough. You're
yeah,
not.
no,
You'd rather
no,
go
I
play.
get
You'd
that.
rather go play what Vinnie Paul did instead of what you did.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all because it's a cash cow. It's Charlie Benente and Scott Ian. They're not good people. I love them. I love the music they make. But you look at their dedication to the band, it's like, fuck you. I'm going to go wherever, whatever's going to make me the most money, and that's just what it is. And if you get good Anthrax by proxy, you're lucky, but they don't give a fuck about Anthrax. It's all about the fucking money,
It's all about the money. I mean,
but then again, you know what? Even so, new Anthrax is better than new Metallica. So,
I don't think it's better than Lex Eterna.
you don't think it's better than Lux Eterna? Oh my God. Okay.
Lux
All right.
Eterna is 100 times better, but it is better than every other song off that shitty
Yeah.
Metallica.
Lux Eterna fucking sucks.
I
Except for
love that song. That song's great.
Well, no. I like the song, but I'm saying the album, the 72 Seasons.
No. I will tell you that song, that Anthrax song, as shitty as it is better than any song off the last Metallica album except for Lux Eterna.
Yeah, no. Lux Eterna is awesome, but 72 Seasons fucking suck the big cock, fat,
Yep,
like vein. Like,
I agree.
oh.
I agree. I'm with you 100%. But they both suck. I'm still not going to say, oh, just because Anthrax is better than 72 Seasons. You know what's also better than 72 Seasons? The Black Album. Does that make it a good album? No.
Ooh, ouch. Okay.
Come on, you're going to tell me.
Shots fired.
You're going to tell me 72 Seasons is better than the shitty Black Album? I don't think so.
Yeah, horrible. All right, well, let's talk about horrible, because I know you're going to shit on this. Iron Maiden performed Infinite Dreams for the first time in 32 years.
Did you see it, Ian? Did you see it?
Yes, I did.
All right. Wait. Here's where I put Ian in his place. Mr. Hypocrisy here.
All right, here's the thing.
Let me bring out the hypocrisy.
Here's the thing.
I hate cell phones at shows, but he'll be the first one to watch a cell phone recording.
Yeah. I love the song Infinite Dreams. This is where we disagree. I love it.
Do you love watching the video that people shot from the show?
Yeah. No, it was horrible.
Oh, then why'd you watch it?
Because I want to hear how it sounded.
Hypocrite. Hey, I'm just saying that to piss off all you fuck the world fans.
Yeah, that's right.
Because they're just like
fuck the Lebanese.
You all say shit, and then you turn around and fucking do exactly the opposite. You hate cell phones so much, but if somebody shoots a cell phone song of your interest, you're gonna go watch it. That makes you a fucking hypocrite.
Well, I wanted to watch it because I wanted to see what the drumming was like.
Right.
And,
sure.
It was lacking, in my opinion.
That whole song is lacking. That's a lacking song.
I understand you don't like the song, but what did you think of the drumming? I think it was very.
Oh, I didn't. Hey, I'm all for cell phones at shows, but I didn't watch it. I have no need to watch that shit.
Okay.
The song sucks. And hey, if the guy didn't play that good, it might be a better version.
All right. Well, I do love that song. I don't. The drumming was off to me, and I've already heard reports that they said like, oh, his inner ear monitor was off, and that's why it was off. But I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, that ain't no Nickel McBrain shit, I mean, I'm glad they added it because I love that fucking song. If you're gonna play a fucking song off of Seventh Son, that's a song I want to hear. But I listened to it, I was like, whatever.
You deserve not to like it for watching a cell phone concert.
All right.
It's just like when you say, Ian, when you go see Motley Crue, you fucking deserve it. You deserve it.
Oh, no, I admit that. I even talked to my best friend, sent me a text the other day, and, we were talking about shows, and I should have went to this show that happened Saturday, this Primus show, and it was all like these different, like, Les Claypool fucking bands. I was like, God damn it, I should have went to this shit, but I'm like, you ain't here, I'm in fucking Washington by myself, and like, I'm surrounded by people who don't get our fucking music. And it's like, fuck, I don't know where I'm going with this, but it does suck. But then I got to go to this story that you put a video up for today that made me laugh my ass off for about 5 minutes. Seriously. Like, I just looked at your headline and I laughed my fucking ass off. Where Jack Osborne was saying, it being to the idea of AI avatar, it's going to be tastefully, what we're doing. And you put up a video where you said, like, and AI Ozzy is gonna talk to fucking dumb fucking fans
Yeah.
or whatever. I don't know how you word it, but I was dying laughing because I'm like,
I said AI Ozzy is gonna talk to his dopey fans.
dopey fans, and I laughed my fucking ass off because I'm thinking that, like, Ozzy, should I switch my car insurance?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And I'm like, Ralph is absolutely right. Like, what idiot is gonna talk to a fake Ozzy and think like you're getting a fucking answer? And who the fuck would ask Ozzy questions in the first fucking place? You fucking retards,
God, it's so Mongolic. And now Jack Osborne comes out. He's all pissed off because he's lost a lot of weight. And he's like, oh, back in then, you'd make fun of me being fat. Now I lose weight. Now you're talking about me being. It's like him, and then Kelly Osbourne runs around, and Kelly Osbourne looks fucking.
Oh God, that
He
looks gross.
fucking scary. Scary. It's like a skeleton. I mean, she's beyond grotesque to look at.
Oh, yeah.
And she's also
that's
bitching. Oh, people, my dad just died. Man, fuck you, bitch. My dad died 2 years ago and I didn't lose no weight.
You know what? That's horrible though. If this shit was on fucking Almost Human Live, you'd be canceled for that.
No, I wouldn't. I'd say shit like this on Almost Human all the time.
Oh, okay.
I just don't say Palestinians are not people. I don't go that far.
They're not.
That's just retarded. That's just retarded. But whatever. I love you. I don't care. You did it. All right. It's gone. But I would never say stupid shit like that. But that's you, dude. And I endorse you. I'm just like those fuck the world fans that love you. Except I love the world. But I think, hey, and another thing to all you Ian tards, because that's what you are, Ian tards. If you really love Ian, you truly love Ian, I think you should bite the bullet for Ian and get yourself an elder tattoo. For Ian.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
I say do it. Oh, Ian just told you not to do it because you ain't going to do it now.
You don't even have a tattoo, you half a fag.
Excuse me for not being trendy.
You won't get a tattoo because Rainbow Rising is gay.
Yeah, exactly. It scarred me for life. It fucked me up. I came very close getting a tattoo with the Guns N' Roses girl.
Oh God, what was it?
It was going to be a Dio tattoo.
Was it her name?
No, it was going to be a Dio tattoo.
Oh, well, I have a Dio tattoo. Which Dio tattoo are you going to get?
The logo when he died.
Oh, I got that. I got that. Right there. The Dio when he was born, when he died.
Well, I didn't do it, and she didn't do it. And you know what? I'm damn happy we didn't.
Why not?
Well, fuck, man. I know, yeah, it's cool to have a Dio tattoo, but the story behind it is there's a not very nice person out there with the same tattoo, and we got together. I don't want to.
She's a whore. She's a whore.
I don't know if I would call her a whore. I would call her an awesome person from being away from me for like 10 years and not fucking with me. That makes her really good in my life.
I don't know. I like the girl you're with now.
She's the best.
She's cool.
I love Brenda, and I'm telling you, man, if ever shit goes to hell with her and me, I'm not gonna go gay. I'm going farm animals. Fuck that noise.
I like Brenda, and I feel bad every time she has to wait for a train.
What?
Poor girl.
What
Do Do you not see Brenda's post every time she has to wait for a train?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
There you go.
I have the same fucking problem. I always get caught by the train too. My trains are like 40 minutes long. But yeah, me and her suffer the same shit.
All right. Well, Paul Diano's documentary director says Iron Maiden members didn't want to participate in the making of the film. It was a massive bummer. Uh, that sucks, man. That sucks.
I
Fuck
pre-
Iron Maiden.
I pre-ordered it.
Yeah, no, no. I mean, I think it's great they're making a fucking Diano fucking documentary, but the fact that like none of those motherfuckers participated, fuck you, Maiden.
Hey,
God damn it,
if,
Paul Diano is a fucking god.
if Clyde Burr was alive, he would have participated.
Yeah, but he's dead, crippled motherfucker. I don't know. I just, it sucks. Fuck Maiden. God damn it for not doing that. That shit sucks.
Fuck Maiden for bringing back Infinite Dreams.
All right.
That offends me more than the Diano documentary.
All right. Let's see. What else is going on here? I don't see a whole hell of a lot. Fuck Skid Row. Skid Row. Who gives a fuck about Skid Row?
I just don't care about Skid Row anymore.
Exactly. Thank you.
Without the rest of the world is I don't care about Skid Row without Sebastian Bach. To me, is I don't care about Skid Row without Eric Grunwald. I'm serious. I'm dead serious.
All right. Here we go. I got through half of this. I didn't get through all of this. I saw you made a video though about Jeff Tate's new Operation Mindcrime 3.
Yeah.
You liked it better than Mindcrime 2, but definitely not as much as Mindcrime 1.
It's not it's not a great album. I didn't really praise it, but I said, man, some of these songs were really good. And then some of the songs were as bad as Mindcrime 2.
Well,
but it was better. It was a better album than Mindcrime 2 overall. And
right.
You know what a big part of that is? It's not long. It's not a long album.
Okay, I'll be right back, and I'll give you my thoughts.
But yeah, some parts were mediocre. Some parts it starts off slow, like the first few songs, like. But I can't remember. There was one song on there which I thought was the best song on there. I thought that song could have fit on the first one easily. And honestly, I was surprised because I haven't liked anything Queensryche's done since really first Mindcrime. Though I did like some of Promised Land and some of Here and the Now Frontier. But yeah, I don't even think this is as good as Here and Now Frontier or Promised Land. Empire's overrated. That's an overrated album to me. I know a lot of people love it. It's the most popular album. But I thought Promised Land was better. And Here and the Now Frontier wasn't as good as Promised Land. But it was better than Empire, I thought. But then everything after that sucked. I like the last Delatorre album more than anything they've done since Here and Now Frontier. I would even say that's even better than Here and Now Frontier and Promised Land. I think Digital Alliance was the best album Queensryche's done since Operation Mindcrime.
Yeah, Promised Land sucks.
That's my opinion.
All right, so here's my thing. So I'm listening to it, right? And kind of got me like, I'm going like a Queensryche mode. So I'm listening to all this fucking Queensryche. I'm going through the history of the shit. And man, I realized I was listening to Warning. And it's like, I love the fucking EP. I love the EP. And then I was listening to Warning. It's like, I like it, but I like it less than I used to. I love like the metal aspect of it. Like, I don't know. I love how it's like early 80s metal, but I don't think the songwriting's that great. Um, Rage for Order, I was like, God damn, I like this even better than I used to.
That's to me the greatest Queen's Rock album is Rage for Order.
Really? Okay, okay, because I was surprised. I figured you would like Warning better.
I love Warning though. Warning's amazing. I love every
Yeah.
song.
But I really liked Rage for Order. I was like, God damn, this shit's good. Um, but Rage for Order, I was like, God damn, this is really fucking good. Like the songwriting, everything, the singing, the guitar playing, everything's great. Of course, get to fucking Mind Crime, which I still think is like a perfect fucking album, a perfect fucking album. And then I listened to Mind Crime 2, which, when it first came out, I was like, but now, like, knowing the history behind it, like, none of Queensryche really played on it besides, Jeff Tate. I was like, it makes sense because it sounds nothing like fucking Queensryche. I'm like, and I didn't catch it at first, like the way I caught, when I heard fucking Psycho Circus, like, yeah, that's not Peter Criss, that's not Ace Frehley. I didn't catch it with Mind Crime 2, but just listening to it and the song structure and the way like there's none of like the epicness and the fucking, I don't know, everything that's there with, classic Queensryche. I'm like, you know. And then I listened to, I'm halfway through Mind Crime 3, and I'm like, I kind of agreed with what you said. I like it better than Queensryche 2, but I'm like, it's still like, this is so, it just reeks of desperation. Reeks of desperation. Like, oh, nobody's buying this shit, so I got to do this shit. You know,
Oh, of course.
fucking horrible.
There's no ifs, ands, or about it. He did Operation Mind Crime 3, so it would sell. And he's selling
Yeah,
it for $30 on CD. I was like, fuck yeah.
yeah.
$30. It's like, and it's not even
And,
signed.
and that's the thing. I mean, I'm going to be honest, dude. I saw Jeff Tate on the FU tour, the Frequency Unknown, when he first broke up with the Queensryche. And that's when everybody's like, oh, he can't sing anymore. He can't do this. He sounded fucking amazing. I met him after the show, talked to him. I got shit signed by him, by Rudy Sarzo, by Brian Tishy, all this shit. It was a good fucking show. Uh, but creativity wise, I mean, it's fucking horrible. And I like probably Queensryche more than you do, like overall, like longevity, Um, but yeah, this shit was fucking horrible. Jesus Christ. What else we got coming up here? God damn, any bands we give a fuck about that have a good story, I should say. God, Evanescence. Like, who the fuck gives a fuck about Evanescence? Who gives a fuck about John 5? Okay. Well, here's something you can talk about because you went and saw this. Ex-Iron Maiden guitarist Dennis Stratton says Burn Ambition documentary rushed through the band's early days. It's a little bit sad. And from all the accounts I heard about, it was a very whitewashed documentary. What did you think about Burn Ambition, Ralph?
Well, it's a really good movie for people that are kind of Iron Maiden beginners, but it's a horrible movie for the hardcores.
Yeah,
Go watch Iron Maiden the early years.
yeah.
That's a proper documentary. This is a documentary for the masses. For the people that fill
Fuck that shit then. You know.
but I mean they don't mention Paul Diano's death. They breeze by.
Wow. They don't even mention he died?
Nope.
Oh my
And
God.
and Clyde Burr, Clyde Burr is a great drummer, rest in peace. That's as far as they went by talking about him. They didn't mention Dennis Stratton at all. At all.
Oh, but they mentioned fucking Blaze Bailey,
Oh,
huh?
wait, they did mention Dennis Stratton. Like reasons why he was out of the band. Oh, he had different musical opinions. And Steve Harris has. So that's the only time they talked about him. Yeah, and the Blaze part, it was kind of quick Blaze too, It
Okay.
was whatever. It was nice. I liked going to see it and all, but I didn't walk out learning anything at all.
Yeah.
You know, it was the
Yeah.
only thing
Well,
I learned was
fuck that shit.
the only thing I learned was Nico was upset with Bruce Dickinson when he left the band. It's the only thing that was the only revelation, and that's kind of like a story that's whatever. So what? Get
Yeah.
over
Oh,
it.
you didn't know that though? You didn't know that ahead of time?
Nope,
Jesus.
I didn't know
Okay.
that. That's the
All
only
right. Well,
revelation.
here's something I really enjoyed. I don't know how you feel about it. What'd you think of the new Deep Purple song? Uh, was it Angry Johnny or whatever the fuck it's called?
I didn't really,
Off the
I
new
didn't,
album?
I didn't really like it, man.
Really?
It didn't really,
Okay.
it didn't really blow me away. I'm hoping that the rest of the album's better. It's coming. I'm going to see them.
Okay. Well, I really dug the song. Um, it did kind of depress me though. Even though I really enjoyed the song, if you watch the video, you can see, uh, because there's all this shit about fucking Ian Gillan going blind. You can kind of see it in his eyes. It's like, like, does he even know where he's at or what he's doing? And then you look at like Don Aries' hands while he's playing keyboards, which I noticed that on the last shit. Like they're very puffy and very old, but I love what he's playing. I dug the song. I thought it was really good. I thought it was really fun, and I loved Plus One, and I know you did as well. So I'm hoping the new album is good as fuck. Uh, you're saying you're gonna see them. I know, like the reality, you're gonna see them. They're gonna play like one or two tracks from that, and then it's gonna
Yeah.
be the rest.
Last time I
But
saw them, the last time I saw them, they did 4 tracks from Plus One.
oh well, I mean, I hope they do that again though, because that I love Plus One. So we'll see what they do. I love it. I thought it was a really good song, so we'll see. All right, what else we got going on here? Richie Blackmore, nobody gives a fuck about him.
Speaking of Richie Blackmore, I thought it was coolest clip on him. He was talking about, people come up to me and they go, "Hey, you heard they nominated you for this, for that," and he's like, "You're gonna go?" He's like, "Why would I go to that? Why do I care for some snobs to award me something? They don't mean nothing. Who buys the records?" He's like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and he said the most genius shit. And I want all you fucking idiots out there, Mark, that love the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to hear this. And he makes it so much. He makes so much sense. He goes, "Why would I want to be nominated for a place that have you seen who also they nominated to be in there?" So you're wanting the acceptance of places that gave the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame award to Cool Modi, Madonna, ABBA. You know how much I love ABBA, but they don't belong in there. Oh, you want your band to be inducted with all these fucking shitty the E Street Band, not Bruce Springsteen, just the E Street Band. I loved it. I thought Blackmore made a lot of sense. And Blackmore rules. My third favorite guitar player of all time.
Nice. All right. Well, last story before we end. Oh, god damn. Another motherfucker has to die on my birthday. Legendary rock producer Jack Douglas died on my birthday, May 11th, died at 80 years old. Jack Douglas, what a great producer, man. Lot of fucking great fucking
Yeah, you
albums.
know what? All those Aerosmith albums are great and all, but to me, his crowning achievement was that first Cheap Trick album. That was the greatest thing he ever did.
Oh yeah, great album, great album. But yeah, I loved all the shit he did, man. Good
I do
dude.
too. I do too. But to me, that's the greatest thing he did.
Yeah,
I loved also found all the parts that EP he did.
yeah.
He
I
tricked.
got that on vinyl.
He came back for Standing on the Edge, but he ended up winning $3 million from Yoko Ono in the middle of producing that album and said, "Fuck this noise. I'm going to the Bermuda." And he left the project. That's why Standing on the Edge sucks so much because Jack Douglas didn't stick around for the whole thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. There's the news, and let's go into what we're going to talk about this week, huh? Oh, look at you showing all that 1980s fucking Black Sabbath.
Six
And,
great albums. All these albums are fucking awesome.
well, and that's the great thing is like, you know, I love like how you live through this shit because like I come in at the very end, but you were there from the beginning, so we get a very unique perspective. There's one like, looking back, there's one, the guy who was there. So here you go. But now, when you got into Sabbath, correct me if I'm wrong, your first Sabbath was the greatest hits compilation, right?
Yeah, We Sold Our Souls was my first Sabbath album.
All right. So you were a fan when Never Say Die came out.
I bought that when it was new. That was the first Sabbath
Okay.
album I bought when it was new.
And here's the thing, because it was a totally different era. There's no internet. You found shit out through magazines and all this shit. So, do you remember when you first found out that Ozzy was out of Sabbath and Dio was in Sabbath?
You know what? No, but I do. I knew about it. I'll tell you. I went to the Heaven and Hell tour in 1980, and I remember some long hair hippie guys complaining. Fuck this, no Ozzy. Fucking this ain't Sabbath without Ozzy. And I'm just sitting there going, why are you here? You know? Um, a lot of people hated the Dio stuff when it wasn't until, like a year later, Heaven and Hell really got a lot of love. I mean, from the general public, where by the time I saw the Mob Rules tour, nobody was saying, "Where's Ozzy?" You know. But Heaven and Hell, I mean, come on, that was Black Sabbath. Who was on the cover of Volume 4? Who was the face of Black Sabbath? Not really the sound, but the face was Ozzy Osbourne, the Madman. Not the faggot ass Prince of Darkness bullshit. I hate when they call Ozzy the Prince of Darkness. I can't stand it. He's the Madman. Period. He ain't no fucking Prince of Darkness. Anyway, but I got into Heaven and Hell right when it came out. I mean, I believe the first time I heard anything from Heaven and Hell was the song Heaven and Hell on the radio. But then I heard like Neon Nights and Children of the Sea and Die Young on King Biscuit Flower Hour, a live version, which I taped and had on cassette. And this was before I saw the Heaven and Hell tour. So that shit was Bill Ward because I saw a very early show with Vinny Appice at the Miami High Life. And it was epic, man. It was my third concert I've ever been to. It was loud. It was really my first metal concert because, I went to Cheap Trick and the Cars before that. Those were my two concerts. But then that, it was just fucking mind blowing. And I'll never forget, man, for the life of me, when they played Sweet Leaf that night, Ronnie James Dio came out smoking a joint. That was I couldn't believe it. I was like, that is the coolest thing ever.
Well, here's the thing. How old were you in 1980?
15.
15. Okay. Did you know Ronnie James Dio from Rainbow? Did you know all that shit?
No. And that's another funny thing. They were giving away tickets to the Sabbath show. And the question was, what band was Ronnie James Dio in before Sabbath? I hung up the phone. I didn't know the answer. And then when they said Rainbow, I was like, what? Because I knew Difficult to Cure. I had King Biscuit Flower Hour, a concert, with Joe Lynn Turner. So I knew about that. I thought Difficult to Cure was their first album or maybe their second album with Joe Lynn Turner. I didn't know they had two singers before that. So yeah, I was completely, I didn't know much. I didn't know jack shit. Gotta remember, there was no internet. Rainbow was nobody in America. I mean, nobody. The only thing I remember of Rainbow with Dio, but I didn't know Dio was in the band yet back then, was I remember seeing in a magazine a full page ad for Long Live Rock and Roll. And it was a picture of chicks looking inside a limousine. That was the picture. I remember that. But I didn't know that was Dio. I never heard the album. They never played it on the radio. Rainbow was nothing with Dio in America. Nothing. They were an opening band with Dio in America.
Okay. All right. So then you saw him on the Heaven and Hell tour,
Yeah,
and then you fast forward a year later, and Mob Rules comes out. And
amazing.
again, this is like there's no, MTV still isn't a thing yet,
No.
Uh as far were you buying rock magazines at this time? Were you like buying Circus and all this shit?
Oh yeah, I had them all. I used to buy all the rock magazines,
Okay.
and I
So were they covering this shit, or was this
oh
like
Mob
you
Rules in Heaven and Hell was very well promoted. I believe both albums went gold. I believe.
well, Heaven and Hell went platinum, but I think that was years later.
Yeah,
Um,
talking about
but
back
but
then.
initially it was probably gold. Mob Rules only went gold. Um, but was there like again? Here's the thing: like you're hanging out with the people your friends, and you guys talk about this shit. You know what's going on, but it's not in the lexicon like it is these days where everything's on blabbermouth and all this shit. Um, was there still like was Sabbath held in high esteem with this new lineup, or is it like this shit's lesser than
No,
because Ozzy kind of came out the gate like doing pretty good, you know.
no, Ozzy did.
How
Ozzy did better, but Black Sabbath was still well respected. Let me put it this way: Heaven and Hell tour I saw at the Miami Highlight Fronton probably holds maybe 1,000 people the most. Mob Rules
yeah.
I saw at the Hollywood Sportatorium, like 20,000 seat or maybe 15,000, and it was packed. They became more popular with Ronnie James Dio on the Mob Rules tour than Heaven and Hell. Because Heaven and Hell, they broke them in. And, after a year passes and people listen to shit like Children of the Sea, Die Young, how can they deny that? How can they deny the greatness of that music? I mean,
Right.
honestly, Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules, both of them, are perfect albums. There's no bad
Right.
songs either. They're both perfect albums.
So you saw Sabbath on the Heaven and Hell. Who opened up? Do you remember?
Johnny Van Zandt and Riot.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, Johnny Van Zant Band. I have that album too. It's a good album. It's called Only the Strong Survive. And Riot was on Narita. I never heard. I heard of Johnny Van Zant because they would play the title track Only Strong Survive on the radio. But Riot, I didn't know who the fuck they were. I got there early and they were so good. And all I remember visually Mark Reale with the Sunburst Les Paul. That's all I kind of remember visually about Riot that night, and Guy Speranza singing so good. But I look at, man, there's so much shit I missed, like Bon Scott, John Bonham, Jimi Hendrix. But then I think of, I saw Riot with Guy Speranza twice. Riot to me means more than your fucking Def Leppard or platinum selling artist. I don't give a fuck how much albums they sold. Riot was better to me. I'll take Riot over Def Leppard any day with Guy Speranza. Fire Down Under is in my top 10 greatest albums of all time. I can't say that about High and Dry. And I love High and Dry. I love early Def Leppard. I'm just saying, Riot, I'm so lucky I got to see him with Guy Speranza twice, not once, but twice. And what makes it even better is that, I saw him over for Sabbath and then I became a fan. I ran out and bought Rock City and Narita. And then by the time they did Fire Down Under, which is my favorite album, I saw them again open for Rush. So I got to see them again, knowing them this time. So it wasn't one of those things. Yeah, I saw Riot once with Guy Speranza, but I didn't know who they were. Oh no, I got to know who they were by the second time I saw them. And I'm so lucky, I mean, to me, seeing Riot with Guy Speranza is just as important as me seeing Randy Rhoads with Ozzy Osbourne. To me, just as important. Just as important.
All right. Okay, so you see Black Sabbath on the Heaven and Hell tour. That's your first time seeing Black Sabbath, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So then a year goes by, and we're still in an era where this is pre fucking MTV, So you're going by the music magazines and shit like that. Do you know when Heaven and Hell? I mean, when Mob Rules is coming out, is there any are you finding this out by magazines? Or is it like you go in the record store and, hey, there's a new Black Sabbath? How did you find out about Mob Rules?
Well, I saw the movie Heavy Metal. Right. I believe that came out before the album Mob Rules.
Yes.
That was the first thing I heard. I mean, come on, it's 40-some years ago. I can't remember the day I bought Mob Rules or how I discovered Mob. I discovered Mob Rules through the Heavy Metal soundtrack because of the song.
Right. Well, that's what I'm getting at because for people who don't understand this time, young people are so used to the internet and all this information, and we didn't have that at that time. It was through magazines and through all this shit. So I'm curious, because I'm in fucking grade school at this time. How do you know when a new album's coming out? Do you hear it on the radio?
Radio to me was more important than magazines. It was way more important. Yeah. Radio was the number one source of music news. Because you got to remember, when I'd get magazines back then, 9 times out of 10, I already knew those stories because those magazines would come out 2-3 months after those stories would break. But the radio would announce it right away. Right. No, I know, even though I don't remember, I know for sure, I'm positive that the radio must have told me Mob Rules comes out Friday. You know what I mean? They would announce dates of albums coming out. So, I mean, I don't remember the radio telling me that, but I'm sure that's how it was because that's how it was with everything back then.
Okay, so you hear on the radio it's coming out like your first knowing of that album is Heavy Metal, which is amazing, because I didn't know it till it was on HBO. I didn't see it when it was in the theaters and stuff. So, okay.
That I won tickets to see Heavy Metal in the theater.
Nice.
And honestly, I'm not a big fan of that movie.
Oh, I absolutely love that
movie. Everybody loves that movie. I'm not a big animation guy.
No, I get that. But now, okay, you already love Sabbath. You love Heaven and Hell. You hear Mob Rules for the first time. What do you think? What's your first impressions on that?
I loved it. I fell in love with the album, but to this day, I still don't think, which a lot of people do think, Mob Rules is a better album. It's a heavier album than Heaven and Hell, I'll say that, but it's not better. I don't think it's better. I think Heaven and Hell is the better album, but goddamn, Mob Rules is just unbelievable. It's a great follow-up. And it's a perfect follow-up, but not better. But most people will tell you Mob Rules is better because they want to be that person. I think
Well,
it's more classic. Songs like Die Young and Children of the Sea cannot be topped. Even as the greatest song on here, Sign of the Southern Cross, I'll put above anything off Heaven and Hell except for Children of the Sea and Die Young. Those two songs I think are better than Sign of the Southern Cross. But Sign of the Southern Cross I like more than the song Heaven and Hell.
well, it's funny when it comes to Heaven and Hell versus Mob Rules. I love every track on Heaven and Hell. On Mob Rules, I'm kind of like on Turn Up the Night, and that's like I'll get into that later because it becomes a very important part of my Black Sabbath journey.
Dio,
Uh,
Dio hated Turn on the Night.
yeah, did he?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I get that because that's part of what kind of turned me on to it and kind of delayed me into getting into it. But again, we're talking like, years in the future here when I get into Black Sabbath. Um, all right, so Mob Rules comes out. You see Black Sabbath on the Mob Rules tour with the Outlaws opening up in South Florida, and I have friends who were at the same show. All this shit happens.
The internet's got it wrong. The internet said Black Sabbath played at the Hollywood Sportatorium with Doc Holliday. It was fucking the Outlaws. I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, yeah. No, I talked to many people, people I grew up with, in well, I should say when I came to Florida. They're like, no, we lived in South Florida at the time. It was the Outlaws who opened up. So I've heard that for years before I met you. So now the Mob Rules era happens, um, and then Live Evil's coming out. Which one? I'm not gonna look it up because I don't want people to be like, "Oh, he's looking at this while he's doing that." What came out first? Speak of the Devil or Mob Rules?
To tell you the truth, I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay,
I don't
okay,
remember. But I will tell you, I will tell you, I love them both, but I like Speak of the Devil more.
I used to be like that. Definitely the first one I got was Speak of the Devil, and I liked it. And I love what Brad Gillis does on that. But like now looking back, like I definitely take Live Evil over fucking Speak of the Devil. Um, but again, love them both.
I love,
What
I,
did you
I
what,
love
what did
Live,
you think?
I love Live Evil, but I hate Dio singing those Ozzy songs. I hate it.
Yes. Yeah, and I knew you were going to say that before we started because you mentioned that multiple times. Um, I'm not in the same place. Um, I love them both. I mean, I see what you're saying. I get it. I get it to a certain point. Like, yeah, those songs are so Ozzy, and you like consider them so like fucking Ozzy. But it doesn't bother me because Dio is so fucking good. But at the time when Live Evil came out, um, was that an album you were excited about? Was that an album that like metal
I got,
and the people that you hung out with, what did they think of it at the time?
oh, we all loved it. But I got to tell you, man, here's the crazy thing. I looked forward to Live Evil because I was so blown away by Dio singing NIB at the show I saw.
Yeah,
It was so amazing because he would sing, I'm going to feel, I'm going to feel. And then he would go, I'm going to feel. Like he hits this high ass note. He doesn't do it on Live Evil. And it was such a disappointment. I don't like it.
yeah,
I'll tell you though, man, his version of Black Sabbath, though, fucking awesome. Still wouldn't say it's better than the Ozzy version, but it's fucking awesome because there he took the Dio evilness and made it fucking grinding. An amazing live version. But then I listen to Paranoid. That part, am I blind? I can't see. Why the fuck does he have to say that? I can't see. It's like, what did he just say that for? You know? But hey, then you got Sign of the Southern Cross on there. It's awesome. Neon Nights, Children of the Sea, those are great. Mob Rules, the deals.
Voodoo.
Voodoo, yeah, Voodoo. I even like more on Live Evil. And that's the set list I saw. See, I got a diamond memory for 80s set list. And I know, like, I got the Hammersmith one where they did Country Girls Slipping Away. They had a different set list in the beginning of the tour. By the time I saw them, it was the Live Evil set list. That was the song they played. Even up to Fluff. When we were walking out of the place, I remember, oh shit, they're playing Fluff. I remember that. So, yeah. When I saw the Heaven and Hell tour, you know what they opened with? The sound was Superstar from Sabotage.
Yeah.
That's what they played before they came out on stage, and they opened with War Pigs.
Wow.
Yeah, that was awesome. Where my Rules, they opened with E5150 into Neon Nights.
So now you've got Live Evil that's come out. Do you already know by the time that's released that Dio's not in the band anymore?
I knew he was out of the band, but I don't think I heard about it till that live album was out for a while. But I think he did quit right when the live album came out. But I don't think I got the news till months later.
Okay. So
I do remember the day I found out Ian Gillan died, and Ian Gillan left the band. I do remember that day, and I'll talk about it when we get there.
all right. So here we go. Now we fast forward to 1983.
Oh yeah.
You have the release of Born Again, and you also have the release of Holy Diver. Do you remember which one came out first?
Oh, it had to be Born Again.
Okay. So Born Again comes out, and it should be said that like how Born Again did in the charts, actually, even though it didn't sell better, Born Again did higher in the charts than both Heaven and Hell, Mob Rules, Live Evil. But over the course of time, it didn't sell as much as those albums. But wow, what a big deal. Now you got the lead singer from Deep Purple joining Black Sabbath. But then you got Dio releasing Holy Diver, which in hindsight, if you look at it, Holy Diver is definitely considered more like the more, the more classic album. But you have both of these coming out in 1983. Where were you when this came out? And did you know about Born Again first and then Holy Diver?
Oh yeah, I definitely knew about Born Again first. I had a friend we would go to this place, North Shore Park, and get drunk and high. And I remember he had a cassette, one side Born Again, the other side was Bark of the Moon. And we would keep flipping that album over and over again because we love both.
And you're like, Bark of the Moon sucks.
Huh?
And you were like, Bark of the Moon sucks compared to this.
Well, it does suck compared to Born Again, but it's a great album. I love Bark of the Moon. I think it's Ozzy's third best album after Randy Rhoads. But Born Again, even from day one, and we got that comment earlier when we were reading the comments. The guy said, well, Ian Gillan's not really a metal singer. Yeah, I guess he's not a metal singer, but if you ask me, he was the most metal singer Black Sabbath ever had, I think. What he does on Born Again is not what he does on Deep Purple albums. That shit was beyond metal. It was sick metal. It was unhinged. Born Again is an anomaly. No Sabbath album sounds like Born Again. I mean, you listen to the Dio stuff, that doesn't sound like no Sabbath album either, But Born Again was fucking crazy. You know, well, I should bring it up during Born Again, but I'm going to bring it up now. You know how everybody's always yelling for, oh, I can't wait till they fix up Born Again. It's going to be better because I hate the production, you know? And I'm always like,
That's me.
that's you, right? Okay, then
Yeah.
I got something for you that I guess you'll enjoy. I'm not saying that a cleaner production would be worse, but I'm thinking it's fine as it is, right? Well, there's a guy, I don't know if you know about Frank Ken Stein. Do you know about Frank Ken Stein
No,
on YouTube?
no, I've
Frank
never
Ken
heard
Stein
of it.
on YouTube, he fixed up Hotter Than Hell from Kiss. He does great stuff. You know, he fixes up albums. He only fixed up Trashed. And dude, listen to it. It's great production. It sucks. I was like, fuck this.
Uh,
I hated it. I fucking hated it because that muddy, fucked up production is what makes it so goddamn metal.
yeah.
No spit shine. It's dirty. Yes, I understand the band hates it too. But I fucking love it. And you know what, man? I'm not alone. I've done videos where I talk about fuck that. I want born. You wouldn't believe the amount of comments people going, dude, the reason Born Again is so great is because of the way it sounds. Because of that poverty production, that grittiness. But I grew up on that. You grew up with White Snake and Def Leppard and Asylum.
No, and I also grew up with the way that Born Again sounds, and I love it the way that it is. But when I've heard what Steve Wilson has done with all these other Black Sabbath reissues, I'm like, wow, that's fucking amazing. And what I love is, it's no AI bullshit. It's just like bringing up different things in the mix. And I was listening to it today, and it was kind of funny because I'm listening to all these different, 80s Sabbath albums, and even like the volume on it, and I have like, FLAC, copies of these amazing albums. And when it comes to Born Again, it's like everything was so low and so like this. And when I've heard what he did with the other Sabbath shit, I'm like, I think this one could. I mean, seriously, because there's a lot of people that I know that love Sabbath that hate this fucking album, and I get it. Some of them, it's because they don't like Ian Gillan. They're not Deep Purple fans. And it's all this. But I think this is the one album that really, like, if you had somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing, this could be one of their, they listen to it with fresh ears. It could be their top Sabbath album of all time. Because, I mean, the material is strong as fuck, you know. But in my opinion, I mean, it is horrible production,
I love the production.
So,
I wouldn't have it any other way. I love the production.
so well,
I feel the same way about Hotter Than Hell Kiss. I wouldn't want
yeah,
it stuff. I love the
yeah.
grittiness. It adds texture to the music and the heaviness. Because look, honestly, there's no heavier album from Black Sabbath than Born Again. No way. No heavier album. And that sound of that album makes the heaviness even more evil and grotesque. And that album cover, like the band hate it, it's one of my favorite Black Sabbath album covers.
Oh, I love it. I think that's one of their best by far. I mean, you want
Yeah,
to talk about. I do not get the hate for that album cover because
I
to me
love it.
it's like, what's more Black Sabbath than that fucking album cover? I mean, it's fucking awesome, and I don't care what. Yes, it was a fucking a Depeche Mode album cover, but it still doesn't look as evil as that. I think it's great. But when did you first find out about Ian Gillan joining Black Sabbath? Is that something you knew before the album came out, or is it something you found out like when you went in the record store?
No, I knew about it before the album came out. I did read, Dio's out, Gillen's in. I remember reading that,
Okay.
and it
Well,
was
well
hype.
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Okay, so you found out before it happened. Did you find out through like American, um, newspapers? Like to me, it was a big thing. Like when I discovered Hit Parader and all this shit and all this stuff. Uh, when I was coming up, like it wasn't you didn't get Kerrang. Okay, you didn't have Barnes and Nobles. Like in the '90s, I would get Kerrang. Because you could, you know.
I got Kerrang in the late '83. That's when I first started getting Kerrang. Because I remember there were ads for upcoming Merciful Fate album Melissa. That was '83.
Okay, well, where I lived, you didn't have access to Kerrang. So did you find out through American newspapers or through European ones?
I'm almost positive I found out off the radio station.
Oh, okay.
The radio announced it. But I got to tell you how back I go with Kerrang. I remember there was a full page black and white picture of Metallica with Dave Mustaine. Before Kill 'Em All came out, it was like this thing for No Life Till Leather. I remember that. That's how far I go back with Kerrang before Kill 'Em All came out, before they kicked out Dave Mustaine.
Wow.
I was
Okay, so this
I loved I knew No Life to Leather. I owned Metal Massacre. I knew of Metallica before they kicked out Dave Mustaine. I go way back. And I was like one of the rare people that liked Metallica because everybody, even when Metallica became big with Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, dude, I had a lot of people I knew going, you like, they wouldn't say thrash. There was this one asshole. He'd say trash metal. Oh, you're into that trash metal. And then I saw him on the Black Album tour. I went to the show and there he was.
Ugh.
And I went up to him and go, hey, what's up with the trash metal? He goes, come on, man. Enter Sandman kicks ass. You fucking.
All right. I gotta pee. I'll be right back. But I got a good question for you.
Yeah, well, anyway, so yeah, I knew of Born Again. I knew Ian Gillan joined the band. I was already a Deep Purple fan. And, I mean, the public has become desensitized. See, if you hear about it today, Ian Gillan joins Black Sabbath, everybody will hate it before they even hear a note. That's not how it was for me back then. We heard about it, it's like, hey, I'll give you even a better example. Sammy Hagar. When Sammy Hagar joined Van Halen, I was kind of like, let's see how this sounds. I wasn't negative about it. Even though I wasn't a Sammy Hagar fan, I didn't like his solo stuff. I liked the Montrose stuff, but it wasn't something I revisited much. But I was like, oh shit, let's hear how this Van Halen thing was down with Sammy Hagar. Because that was the mentality back then. I don't remember anybody in 1981 telling me Point of Entry was a shitty album. On the contrary, everybody I knew loved Point of Entry. We all loved Hot Rockin' and Heading Out to the Highway, Solar Angels, Desert Plains. We all loved that shit. Yeah, and looking back, it's not as strong as other albums, but we all loved it because that was the mentality back then. Back then, when I was a young kid, we wouldn't hate stuff till we heard it. And now, you hear stuff and you're like, oh, this is going to suck without even hearing it. And, I said this while you were gone, Ian. When I heard Sammy Hagar join Van Halen, I was like, well, let's hear how this sounds. I mean, I wasn't a Sammy Hagar fan, but I was like, hey, hopefully it'll be good. I wasn't negative about it till I heard it. That's when I was like, oh, this sucks. But, and the same thing with Ian Gillan. Ian Gillan joined Black Sabbath. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I can't wait to hear how this happened. You announced today Ian Gillan joins Black Sabbath without the history of Born Again and shit. People would slam it. Look at the comment we got before. Well, Ian Gillan's not a metal singer. No, he's not a metal singer unless we're talking about this album because that is the most metal singing on any fucking Black Sabbath album ever. The screams on Disturbing the Priest, nothing more evil and metal than that shit. Born Again to me is a goddamn masterpiece.
So Born Again comes out, and at this time, now you do have Black Sabbath on MTV. Do you remember seeing those songs on MTV, or was that like
Yes.
ones like they barely played?
No, they only played Trashed. Night Flight played Trashed and Zero the Hero, and Night Flight played the uncensored version of Trash. See, Trash.
Did you get Night Flight yet? Did you get the
Yeah,
app yet?
yeah. I had Night Flight in '83. I had
No,
an
no,
80,
no, no, no. But what I'm saying is the Night Flight that they have now. Did you get that? Because I told you about it. You're like, oh, I got to look into that.
yeah, but that costs money. Fuck that.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
All right.
But
Well, okay, okay. So you see, like, this shit's getting shown, it's getting heard. You saw this tour
yeah.
with, correct me if I'm wrong, Quiet Riot opening up, correct?
Nope. It was
No?
it was Night Ranger.
Night Ranger. Okay.
Quiet Riot did open for Sabbath earlier in the tour, but by the time they came my way, it was Night Ranger, and that's when I loved Night Ranger. They just released their second album, which that's all I like from Night Ranger is the first two albums, and they fucking kicked ass. They were great. They didn't play Sister Christian, even though it was on the second album, but they were wild, and Sister Christian wasn't a hit yet. The only hit they had at the time was "Don't Tell Me You Love Me," you know. And they rocked it, man. They were great. It was awesome seeing Brad Gillis because I was already a big fan of Speak of the Devil, and they were fucking awesome.
Now, how was Ian Gillan on, like,
Um,
okay, so you see him and they play the shit off of Born Again. But then he's playing, like a weird set list of like the Ozzy shit, and the Dio shit. Uh, did you enjoy the concert, or like, oh wow, he really fucked up, like doing Rock and Roll Doctor and shit like that? How was it?
no. Rock and Roll Doctor sucks. I don't care if you fucked it up or not. That was the part of the show. I was like, why? I can't believe they're playing this. Like one of the two Sabbath songs I think suck, you know? And but they also made it up because they played Supernull too.
Yeah.
It was
How
like,
was that
whoa,
though?
unbelievable. I'll tell you the biggest memory I have of that show was Ian Gillan playing the bongos during War Pigs. That shit was epic. That shit was epic as fuck. Though we didn't get the Stonehenge because the venue was too small for Stonehenge. They didn't have the big
Where did you see him on the Born Again tour?
at Sunrise Musical Theater, which
Sunrise?
was
Okay.
which was a downgrade from Hollywood Sportatorium, bigger than the High where I saw it in an L. It's like in between the High and the Sportatorium. I'd say
Right.
the Sunrise Musical Theater probably held 5,000 people,
Okay.
and they were amazing. I still got the tour book.
Nice. Oh, don't get me started. I had that tour book and my dad cut it up. Anyway, okay, so you have Black Sabbath on the Born Again tour. You got fucking Ian Gillan. Um, amongst like the metal people you hung out with, what was their interpretation of Black Sabbath with Ian Gillan? Were they accepting, or was it like, oh, this is too far removed?
Some people didn't like it. I remember some of my friends weren't fans. I remember one guy I know. He said, "Oh, Night Ranger blew him away." Hey, that's his opinion. I didn't think so. Night Ranger was great though, but there were people that loved it too, like me. Like that guy. My life at that time. This was 83, 84. I did a big change in my life as far as my surroundings, because I grew up with people that we were into Manowar, Raven. We loved all the, we loved Deep Purple. We loved, all the shit, Led Zeppelin, Van Halen. We were all into that. But by the time 84, 83 rolled around, they went more the Bon Jovi route, where I
Right.
went more the Merciful Fate route. So I ended up hanging out with people on Miami Beach that were more my speed, that were into Halloween and Merciful Fate and Venom and Celtic Frost. I went that route. So of course I'm gonna like Born Again more than the Bon Jovi crowd. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, I went more heavy metal. you know.
All
Slayer.
right. Well, okay. So here you go. You have, the Ian Gillan era of Black Sabbath. Then, of course, he leaves Black Sabbath to go, join a reform Deep Purple. And you don't really hear a lot going on in the background other than Live Aid. Um, do you remember hearing anything that was going on with Black Sabbath between Ian Gillan and the Live Aid performance in '85?
No, no, nothing at all. And the way I found out Ian Gill was out of Black Sabbath was the radio. And I remember I was in Specs Music flipping through albums, and the radio was playing on their speaker, and they said it. Ian Gillan just left Black Sabbath, and I was like, "What the?" But they didn't say he left Black Sabbath and joined Deep Purple. They just said he left Black Sabbath, and I was so crushed and disappointed because I was such a fan of Born Again. But in a way, it makes it more special. It's kind of like the Sex Pistols, never mind the Bullocks. So one
Yeah.
is done, historic, and you know what? As much as people dislike Born Again today, more people love Born Again than hate it. Because a lot of people have woken up. There's a shitload of death metal bands that point to Born Again as their biggest influence. Because
Yeah.
it was a big, as far as Cannibal Corpse covered Zero the Hero. Also, they never played Trash live, ever. Ain't that weird? They
That
never
is weird.
they never played Trash live. But I got to witness Disturbing the Priest, Zero the Hero, Digital Pitch, and Hotline, and Born Again. So the only songs I didn't see them play was Trashed and Keep It Warm. The rest of the album they played. It was fucking so great. That ruined Ian Gillan's voice. I got, just yesterday, I haven't heard this CD in eons. I have Nebworth, Perfect Strangers Tour. I was like, holy shit, I haven't heard this in decades. I put it on. Yeah, Gillan ain't singing like he used to in Sabbath. You could tell he totally destroyed his voice. They didn't, and I saw the Perfect Strangers Tour, and I remember Child in Time was a little rough on Ian.
All right. Well, this happens, and then you got like a little down period, and then you have Live Aid in '85. Um, was that something you were aware of, and you were
Oh
waiting to
yeah.
see the original Black Sabbath in
Oh
'85?
yeah, dude! I was so excited because we even knew what time they were going. They were going on like at 10 in the morning, right?
Right.
And they were broadcasting on MTV. So I'm all excited, waiting to see Sabbath. Dude, they come in halfway through Chill of the Grave because they were playing commercials before they started. Now on YouTube, you can see Chevy Chase introduces Black Sabbath. You can see the whole thing. But back then, when it was live, it was only half of. But it was a great performance. I thought it was awesome. I thought they played well. I mean, Ozzy was really pudgy at that time. But they were awesome. I thought they were great. They played great. They definitely blew away Led Zeppelin. That's for damn sure. That was a train wreck. I remember.
Did you
Yeah, go
did you
ahead.
think at that time like Black Sabbath's going to get back together, kind of thing?
No, no. You know why too? Because at that time, Dee Snider had a show called Heavy Metal Mania, and he interviewed Ozzy right after that show and asked him. And Ozzy said, "No, no, I got a new album coming out." He already had Ultimate Sin done at that time. Wasn't
Right.
out yet, but he already or he was in the middle of working on it, one of the two. But yeah, I knew it wasn't going to happen. And I did, Razor Fist, our buddy Razor Fist, when he did
Yeah.
the Black Sabbath discography thing, when he
Right.
got the 7 star, he said, "Oh, they named it as a Tony Iommi solo album, but that's bullshit. It was always supposed to be a Black Sabbath album." I remember vividly reading in magazines Tony Iommi's working on a solo album. I do remember that he was working on a solo album, and the story is, uh, the it was going to come out as solo album, and the last minute the company said no, 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 no. We're going to put Black Sabbath featuring Tony Iommi. But
Okay, well, there we go. We go into that. Okay, so there's a weird time after live, Ian Gillan, uh, Live Aid and all this shit. Where there's this time where there's talk about Dave Deonto, fucking Ron Keel, all this shit. What's I can't remember the other dude's name that was on fucking.
David Donato did come out in magazines because of a photo shoot, but Ron Keel
Yeah.
auditioned for Sabbath. I didn't know about that till years later.
Right, right. Oh, okay. Well, here's what I'm getting at though is like after Born Again, after Live Aid, and then leading up to the Seventh Star. Did you know what the fuck was going on with Black Sabbath, or was it just like when the album came out, you're like, oh, what the fuck is this?
No, I knew it was coming out. I saw the video for No Stranger to Love, and I hated it. I was like, what the
Yeah.
But then the Metal Shop played Danger Zone and In for the Kill. And I was like, holy fuck. So I ran out and bought the album. I love Seven Star. I think it's an amazing album.
Okay.
Except for No Stranger to Love. I still think No Stranger to Love is
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Yeah. That's a faggy fucking song. Did you see the Seven Star tour?
Nope. It was scheduled, but they canceled it due to ticket sales. And opening act, Wasp and Anthrax.
Yeah. Yeah. Which there was a good point of that tour that was Wasp and Anthrax. But yeah, it was definitely lack of interest. Um, but I mean, you were there and you were a Sabbath fan. Was that something like the people you hung out with? Because again, this is pre-internet. This is pre all this fucking bullshit. Did people give a fuck at that point, or was it like, at the time this shit's coming out, were they more like focused on Metallica, and thrash and the rise of all this other stuff, and that was like considered passe. What was the general attitude around your group and your friends at that time?
Nobody gave a fuck. After
Yeah.
Born Again, Black Sabbath became whatever. I stuck with it. I did stick with it. I loved it all. But all the 80s albums they released were fucking awesome. They were all amazing. But, a lot of people jumped off before Seven Star. After Ian Gillan left, people were like, oh, fuck this. And it is a turnoff, after, another member gone, and singers are like the most hardest people to replace in a band. And they succeeded with Dio, but with Gillan, I don't think they succeeded as well as they did with Dio. But to me, man, I think it succeeded better than Dio. But I'm a minority on that.
Well, here's another thing with Seven Star. I think in hindsight, it looks better that you have Glenn Hughes than it did at that time, because most people that at that time that love love Deep Purple, it's the Ian Gillan era. It's all this shit much more than the David Coverdale, Glenn Hughes era. And now in hindsight, it's looked at, much more fondly. But you come out like in the 80s with him and it's like, Black Sabbath featuring. I get to where that wasn't much of a fucking prospect. And then we go into like a year after that, which is another weird, like, the whole Black Sabbath featuring. Now you go into Eternal Idol. What do you remember about that era?
I'll tell you, man, I owned a record store in that era. And I went to go buy records at this record place. And that's where I saw Eternal Idol. I didn't know it was coming out. I had no idea. I was like, what the fuck's this? And as by the way, I have an Eternal Idol shirt I can't find. I was gonna wear it for the show. The album cover is kind of like whatever. I mean, I look at that album cover now and I like it, especially the story behind it, because those are really two live people
Right.
that had to be rushed to the hospital because the paint didn't open up the what do they call that?
Yeah, you can only have so much percentage of your body covered by paint,
I
or
think
you'll
it,
suffocate.
I think it's called epidermis, right?
There you go. Whatever.
But you know what's ironic about that? In the 70s, they did that to Bill Ward and sent him to the hospital. Did you know that? They painted Bill Ward up, and he had to go to the hospital for the same reason these two had to go to the hospital.
Okay, that I didn't know.
Well, anyway, I heard this album, and my God, this is, again, like that comment before, I agree with that person. Hands down, the most underrated Black Sabbath album. This album is so fucking heavy and so awesome. It's an amazing, amazing piece of work that really is nobody cared. It wasn't promoted well. The Shining video was never shown on MTV. They shot a video for it. I didn't know till years later. Nobody gave a fuck. I don't think this even toured America. It toured Europe. And I don't think even that tour went well. But fucking Eternal Idol's a definite masterpiece to me. A complete. And a lot of people go, oh, well, the Ray Gillen version's better. Bullshit. Bullshit. The Ray Gillen version is just as good because Tony Martin was hired to sing it just like Ray Gillen, which I got that out of him because I knew it all along. When I interviewed Tony Martin, I go, did they make you sing like the demos? Because I'm telling you, they're identical. Yup. They told me to sing just like that. I think the Tony Martin version is better than Ray Gillen because the overall sound. The Ray Gillen sounds demo-ish and hissy, where this one's fucking more bombastic. It's just much better. And I think what Tony Martin did on this album was amazing. Just unbelievable. I love Eternal Idol.
Nice. All right. Well, after that, we go into the last album, the 80s, which is Headless Cross. And this is where I can speak to this now. I knew, Sabbath from my dad's collection. I knew from Volume 4 that my dad had in vinyl. I knew Dio at this point. And when Headless Cross came out, I bought it because it's like, oh, fuck, it's called Black Sabbath. It's anything that was dark and like satanic, I was attracted to. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll check this out. But from the get-go, I knew it just didn't have the gravitas of old school Black Sabbath. But I still dug it. I mean, I remember vividly, like I had not a Walkman, but whatever a CD, the CD man was, I remember being in high school, listening to this shit on the bus. And I remember like how everything was written. I remember Nightwing. I thought it said right wing. And I'm like, what in the fuck are they writing a Republican song on this Black Sabbath album? But anyway, I was like, it's good, but it seemed cartoonish compared to what I already knew from Black Sabbath. And going back there now, it's like, yeah, I get it. And around the same time, I bought this Black Sabbath compilation from Vertigo Records called The Blackest Sabbath. Are you familiar with that one, Ralph?
No.
Yeah. No, it was a shitty compilation. And it's funny because as shitty as it was, it's instrumental in to where I would go back into Sabbath and how I would discover them because, like, the one song from um, Technical Ecstasy, it was Black Sabbath 70 through 87, and there was like Rock and Roll Doctor, and that put me off buying Technical Ecstasy. Um, the song off of fucking Mob Rules was Turn Up the Night, so I was like, I don't, it put me off buying that, and all this other shit. But it's still like at this time I'm like discovering like what my dad knew, what he turned me on to, what was in his record collection. Um, but it definitely, I had an opinion on shit. I remember I bought Seven Star. I bought in a gas station. Remember when you used to go to a gas station and they would have like this rack of cassettes that would have like the hole punched in them and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I bought Seven Star. Like I went there and I was like, it's got the hole punched in. And I got this, and I listened to it. And I was like, this don't sound like fucking Black Sabbath. It's like what the fuck, and that's my thing now. It's like I would say definitely my favorite Tony Martin album is The Eternal Idol. There's something about that I just love.
Well, you know why? I think that's the most Sabbath sounding Tony Martin album.
I would agree. There was I remember like I really loved Headless Cross when it came out, but now I look back on it, there's something kind of like cartoonish and forced about it. But Eternal Idol just sounds natural. Like I mean, it's not what you grew up with Sabbath, but there's just something about it. Like I even listened to it today, like The Shining, like what a great riff, and it sounds, but it sounds as much like Black Sabbath is like okay, here's an album we did on the show, Wild Side. Remember Wild Side we did with fucking the great Rock and Ron?
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds as much like Black Sabbath as that sounds like Van Halen. You can tell where the roots are, but overall, it's like, get the fuck out of here. This ain't fucking Sabbath.
The Shining, that riff was around during Born Again.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree, but overall, dude, it's not fucking Sabbath. It doesn't sound like Sabbath to me.
Oh, no, dude. To me, it doesn't sound like Sabbath after Ozzy left. They're all different bands. To me, Black Sabbath is Ozzy, Bill, Tony, and Geezer. Period. Everybody can go out there and say, well, I enjoy the Dio era more. That's fine. But if you live like I did with Black Sabbath before Ronnie James Dio, I still was there. Oh, like I said, Never Say Die was my first. I bought Souls Are Souls for Rock and Roll like around 77, 78. I was into Black Sabbath. When this came out, I fucking loved it, but it's not Black Sabbath. If you're going to tell me, well, this doesn't sound like Black Sabbath, neither did Heaven and Hell, neither did Mob Rules, neither did Born Again, neither did Headless Cross. Headless Cross and Eternal Idol, if anything, kind of is a throwback to the Dio era stuff. But it's not that.
Like one thing you said to me, and it took a while to set in. You were telling me about like Bill Ward's drumming on Heaven and Hell. You're like, it doesn't sound like Bill Ward, on 70 Sabbath. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then I listened to it and I was like, he's right.
It's in different. The thing about his playing on Heaven and Hell is two in the pocket. It's right in the pocket.
Right. But then I went and listened to what he played on Born Again, and I was like, God, his Born Again drumming is closer to original Sabbath than what he did.
Yeah, it's still not 70s Billboard,
No.
but closer to it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I totally agree. I totally agree. So what did you think? Okay, so you kept up with all this shit. What did you think when Heaven and Hell came out? Were you a fan? Were you not a fan?
You're talking about Headless Cross.
Headless Cross, I'm sorry. Yeah, Headless Cross.
I loved it, but no, it was no Eternal Idol. And it does feature a song I fucking hate. And that's Call the Wild. I can't stand that fucking song. It sounds so so 80s. It's like fucking one, might as well play Pac-Man to that song. It's fucking terrible. It's a terrible song. But and again, this is controversial, but I don't give a fuck. This is how I feel. I'm not saying this to be that guy. But I think the greatest vocal performance on any Black Sabbath period is Nightwing. I think Tony Martin's voice on Nightwing is the greatest vocal performance on any Black Sabbath song. Is it the best Black Sabbath song? No. But I think it's the greatest vocal performance ever caught on tape. So that's why I said to that guy earlier, say, oh, Tony Martin's my favorite singer. I don't agree, but I totally understand why you think that. Because of shit like Nightwing makes me a big Tony Martin fan. That song is the greatest song he ever sang. I mean, the greatest performance. Not the I'll pick Ancient Warrior. A lot of songs off Eternal Idol
Oh,
over.
I love Ancient Warrior.
Yeah, no, Ancient Warrior is like one of my favorite songs. But Nightwing, I wouldn't put it as a song over, but as far as vocal performance, that's the greatest vocal performance that Tony Martin's ever done, in my opinion.
And it's funny because like at the time it was released, I loved Headless Cross. And then by the time Tear came out, like when I heard it, I was like, this shit's fucking horrible. This is so far removed. This is like saying Tough is Van Halen. Like when I heard Tear, like this ain't fucking Sabbath. This is fucking like, the fuck is
Well,
going on?
like I said earlier, if it ain't Ozzy, it ain't Sabbath. I like Tear more than Headless Cross. I thought Tear was a fantastic album, a great,
Yeah,
an
yeah,
epic. That's like
I don't.
the epic Sabbath album is Tear.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, I'm glad you like it, like whatever, you know. But I'm just like, oh God, I don't get it. And I still to this day, I'd take fucking Headless Cross over fucking Tear. And God damn, I mean,
Well, most people would take Headless Cross over Eternal Idol.
yeah, not me, not
Me
me.
neither. Me neither.
Um,
But most people,
but like fucking to me, like Forbidden and Cross Purposes are like what and what, It's like they're both fucking horrible, you know.
I like them. I like Forbidden the remix, and I never had a problem with Cross Purpose. I love that album. Even though I would put Tear and Headless Cross above the last two Tony Martin albums, I still like them. Forbidden has Rusty Angels, one of the greatest Tony Martin songs. I love that song.
I don't hate it. I'll tell you this, I don't hate it. Yeah, there's songs on fucking on Forbidden I don't hate, but it's like I don't know. There's just something about Tony Martin that's like I can't get above, you know. It's there's just something too generic. Um, Even though he can't sing, but it's like it's like trying to replace Bruce Dickinson with like whoever the fuck sings for Halloween. You know what I mean? It's like a step down.
Shit. Get Michael Kiske, I'll put him above fucking Bruce Dickinson any day. Sorry.
Well, I mean,
Sorry
like
with
I
it,
said,
excuse me. I think that guy's voice is way better. Bruce Dickinson's very overrated, man. He's not a bad singer, but
no,
come
but
on, the guy is totally screeching a lot and straining a lot. I don't get that is one person I don't get how people fucking worship that dude. When I listen to Number of the Beast, that I can understand why people love Bruce Dickinson. His voice on that and Beast over Hammersmith, I can totally understand him being one of the greatest singers ever. After that, man, even though he's great on Peace of Mind and Power Slave, those live shows, look at Dortmund on Peace of Mind. Look at Live After Death. Well, not you,
That's
Ian.
some good shit.
Not you, Ian, but I'm just
No,
talking.
no, no, Dortmund. That's a great show.
But Bruce is straining on it, in my opinion. And I got to say, God bless the internet, because before the internet, everybody thought I was crazy with Bruce Dickinson on Live After Death. What the fuck you talking about? Now it's like, man, everybody out of the woodwork is going, he sounds like shit. And I'm like, thank you. I'm not alone.
All right. Well, there you go, man. That's our shit on
Wait,
Made in the 80s.
aren't we gonna rank them?
Yeah, we can rank them. Go ahead.
All
What's
right.
your ranking?
At the very bottom, Headless Cross. Love the album, but overall, it doesn't have the vibe of the other albums. Next, I would say 7 Star. It's a great album, but I'd put Eternal Idols over it. Now, those are my first three. The reason why they're below these three, because of the rule in life. Everything after 84 is not as good. Number 3, my third favorite Black Sabbath album of the 80s, Mob Rules. And number 2, Heaven and Hell. And number 1, Born Again. That's my ranking of 80s Black Sabbath albums. And I would put Tear over Headless Cross, but that would be the only one I would put over Headless. Oh, and also Dehumanizer. But I wouldn't put Dehumanizer over Eternal Idol. That I wouldn't do.
All right. So if I got to do a ranking, whew. All right, you're putting me on the spot here. Um,
That's the way we
last,
sold the show, man. We sold the show as ranking the albums.
yeah, last one would be Headless Children or Headless Cross. Um, then after that would be 7 Star. After that would be Eternal Idol. After that would be Born Again, then Mob Rules, and number 1 would be Heaven and Hell.
That's odd. I picture you more of a Mob Rules fan than Heaven and Hell.
Well, here's the thing. Like I'm one of those, like, if there's one song that'll fuck it up for me, it changes it. Just like, and God, I hate fucking putting Kiss and fucking Sabbath in the same fucking genre. Okay. But it's why I picked Paul Stanley over fucking Ace Frehley. Because there's more songs that I hate on fucking, the Ace Frehley one. But, like, I think everything is perfect on Heaven and Hell. But Mob Rules has Turn on the Night. So I'm like,
All right.
But,
Fair enough.
There it goes. But god damn it, what a great fucking episode. I mean, this is everything I wanted it to be, talking about this era, talking about all this shit, getting the great perspective that we have because Ralph lived through this shit. I was laughing, thinking about this shit. I had this compilation that I bought from Vertigo Records in 1989 called The Blackest Sabbath. And it was like Sabbath from 70 through 87. And it kind of dictated like what I bought, because like the songs that were on there and shit. And totally changed my opinion on a lot of albums that I would change my opinion on. But because of like what I heard, I was like, oh, okay, I'll put that album off, or I'll put this album off. But nah, I love doing this. I hope you guys all like this, and I hope you all loved Not only having my opinion, but Ralph's opinion, who was there from the get go. Uh, you know, great fucking episode. All right, well, now we go into pick of the week. And pick of the week, I'm going to say, Ralph, you're going to go very top shelf to the left.
Right over here, like here.
Yeah, right there, right there in the middle. Go in the middle. Go in the middle. Go
Middle.
back a little bit. Go back a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Go back a little bit. A little bit more. A little bit. There you go. That's the one. Right there. What do we got?
Oh, this is the outtakes of technical. This has the She's Gone outtake, and it's the Steve Wilson remix
Oh, okay.
of Technical XC, which She's Gone, I actually like on it. I don't love it, but it's much better because I hate She's Gone. It's much better what Steve Wilson did to it. But boy, he couldn't save Rock and Roll Doctor. Well, you can't polish that turd. But yeah, I should listen to this. It's been a while.
All right. All right. Well, I'm going to do my pick of the week and just go oogity boogity boogity because I'm just going to grab what I got. You got to go oogity boogity doogity.
All right, grab your Scritti Politti album.
All right. Here's my album right here.
You know what my favorite song on there is? Again.
Oh, I love this one. It's a gatefold. It's a fucking 180 gram. Oh my god. It's
Oh my God, Alice in Chains, Tripod.
oh my god. It's a green vinyl.
Yeah, I like them. I like them better black.
I know you like them black, but no, it's
There's a song called Frog on there.
Yep.
So
Frogs.
that's why the vinyl's green.
I love it. I love it. It's a great fucking addition.
It is. It's great. Great album.
Sounds great on my player. I finally got like the perfect stereo system. Big fan of this. And if you like Black Sabbath, you better love goddamn Alice in Chains because that's some good shit. So that is my pick of the week.
Awesome.
All right, now it's time to go into fan of the week. And fan of the week this week, we're gonna give him shit. We're gonna fucking bust his balls. TJ James.
The
TJ
double dick.
What did you do? What did you do? We did an episode. Like everything was great, like giving TJ James, and then TJ James was a pain in the fucking ass. You know? What the fuck? What the fuck? You know, but we love our special eds fans, and you know, it is what it is. Well, okay. Nobody loves our special ed fans.
You do. I don't.
Well, I don't know. I don't even know the whole story going on, you know, but it is what it is. We're just kidding. You know, TJ James, you're from Australia. You got enough problems going on. You know, you and Jack Roberts.
Did a dingo eat your baby?
Perhaps a dingo did eat my baby.
You know what I watched? You know what I watched the other day that I remember being awesome, and I watched it again. It wasn't that good. Crocodile Dundee. I used to love that movie. I watched it the other day. It was like it's pretty dragged out. Still got its moments.
What was it? The unedited or the new safe version?
I don't know. I saw it on Paramount Plus. Might be safe.
Oh, well, no, that's a big thing with Crocodile Dundee now is like there's a scene in the movie that's considered transphobic.
Oh no, they left that in there. That's a gone.
Okay.
Yeah, they left that in there.
Okay, well that's a big thing. Like, oh, you buy it now. Like, oh, do you get the censored version or the uncensored version. Like, what the
I
fuck?
liked it more before though. It didn't have the same charm. I think it was a
Yeah,
sign of the times, the 80s. You know, it
right.
became it was more appealing back then. Watching it now, it kind of dragged a lot. I just
Yeah.
like like
Well, you know,
the whole first half of the movie is in Australia. I thought that part was shitty. I liked when he went to New York. That's when it got interesting.
well, in the 80's version, he killed a bunch of crocodiles and transsexuals. I like that version, you
I like
know.
that he killed a stingray. I like that he did that because later on that stingray killed the crocodile hunter. Oh man, I saw Norm Macdonald talk about the crocodile hunter the other day. Dude,
Yeah.
it was so funny. He goes, "Yeah, you know," and this is right when the crocodile hunter died. He goes, "Yeah, the crocodile hunter died." You know, uh, he was 43 years old. If you ask me, that's a ripe old age for a crocodile hunter. And then like one crocodile said to the other one, "Hey Fred, you heard crocodile hunter died. Did you do it?" He goes, "No, it was a fruity little fish that killed him." I love Norm Macdonald. He was awesome.
uh, Love Norm Macdonald. All right. Well, Ralph, what would you like to do for our next episode?
Oh fuck if I know. I don't know.
Okay.
I like to get Count Ralphus back on here.
All right. Well, how about this? How about you contact Count Ralphus and we let him pick an episode and we go from there.
Okay,
All right, so we have a mystery episode coming up next.
with
We
Count
get
Ralphus.
Count we get Count Ralphus on here. He picks an episode. It could be an album, it could be an era, it could be whatever, but it's Count Ralphus. I'm down with that shit, man, because that's a cool dude.
Yeah.
All
Let's
right. Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode dealing with 80's Black Sabbath. If you enjoyed it, come back next week or whenever the episode comes up with Count Ralphus right here on the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast.
smack him, my God.
Googly boogly.